welcome to my channel. My name is Tiffany. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on this entire look right here. It was pretty much inspired by this Makeup Revolution palette. I was in Ulta the other day and I walked past this palette and I swatched it, and I was basically so shook, surprised, and all of the above by how pigmented this palette is. I love the variation of all the pinks and the corals, and it's just what I was looking for at the time, and I said I just had to do a video, I had to wear it, and I had to feel how these apply. I love this palette. So if you do like what you see here and want to see how I got this look, please stay tuned. Alright, so eyebrows are done. I'm going to start with the eyes. Today I'm going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Full Coverage Concealer. I like to use this concealer because it has a nice tacky texture to it, and it helps the eyeshadow stay on to your eyes, and also it does not crease from what I've experienced. I'm going to apply this all over my eyelid. Alright, and next I go in with what I consider my transition color, and this is Riff by Urban Decay. And I use this shade basically so that I will not have any lines of demarcation between my skin tone and the eyeshadow. So I buff that in all throughout, and it also helps us set the concealer I just applied. And I apply that right under my brow bone. Alright, that's what I want. Alright, so now that the transition shade is nice and it has smoothed out my concealer, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution palette today. This palette truly surprised me when I was in Ulta the other day. So I'm going for a more like summery, pinky look. I'm going to start with this shade right here. You only need to dip like ever so lightly in this palette because it's so pigmented. I'm going to start with this shade on a nice fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend it in to that transition shade. And once again, I've started right under my brow bone, and it's moving the shadow towards my inner crease and then buffing it out into the outer corner. We have that first shade blended in. I'm going to go in with the deeper pink shade right here. I'm going to start right under my brow, or right under my brow bone, and just blend it in into that first shade. Alright, so I want this just a little bit deeper on the outer corner here. I'm going to tap into the Anastasia Beverly Hills shade. You can obviously, it's been much loved. But I'm going to tap right into this shade right here, the Red Orchard. And I'm going to apply it right to the outer corner. So start the lower part of the corner, just blend the same on the other side. And just going into, what is that, Cyrus Umber. This shade has been much loved by me. Tap right on the outside there. Just tap that shade in. Back to the Revolution palette. I'm going to tap my brush into this shade. I'll swatch it. It's like a nice icy pink shimmer shade. Don't mind that, that's just my concealer. But yeah, I thought that was so pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my setting spray and I'm going to spray my flat brush I'm going to take that shade and I'm going to start somewhat in the middle of my eye and I'm just going to press it in. So yes, today I'm going to do a wing and I'm going to use the Inglot Gel. I think it's number 77. Yeah, eyeliner gel. Love it because it's nice and dark.
It's a shame this eye never wants to do right by me. She never does.
So, and I did put mascara on already. I'm going to take a little fluffy brush and I'm going to go into the highlight I'm going to use today. This is the Fenty Beauty highlight and I'm tapping into Hustler Baby. I just love the way this makes the eyes pop. Put it right into that inner corner. Does everything. Gonna apply a little bit of that highlight right on my brow bone. I get these lashes off of Amazon. They're the Henriksen lashes and they are amazing. I'm obsessed with these lashes. So I'm gonna pop these on. Alright, so now onto the face. I'm going to moisturize a little bit more. I did already earlier, but gotta be hydrated for foundations. Love the glow this gives. Set that into the skin. I did actually want to try this out. This is the Makeup Revolution Rose Gold Illuminator. I kind of wanted to try this under my foundation to see if it gives that nice, radiant, like, glow from within. And I'm just going to use like a fluffy brush before it dries into my skin too much. Okay, so I guess I'm going to use a beauty blender today. I'm just going to stamp it in. And I'm going to apply yeah, it gives that like nice glow from within. Alright, that looks good. So today for concealer, I'm going to use two today. And I'm going to start off with the LA Girl Concealer and I'm going to be using shade Warm Honey. Like a long fluffy brush, and I tap it right in and I just apply where I want my concealer to go. I sometimes do use the brush or the applicator that the LA Girl Concealer comes with, but I feel like, I don't know, I'm just more comfortable with applying it this way. And while I let that rest, I sculpt out my face. And then I go in my damp beauty blender and I just smooth out the edges of the concealer. Smooth out those edges. Blend everything in. Real quick. Pat that contour shade into the hollows of your cheeks. Alright, so while I have that going, I'm going to use the all-nighter right under my eye just to brighten it up a little bit. Brighten it up. And then I'll finish my nose contour. And with that same concealer, I like to I'm going to take the same beauty blender and just, it's still damp, and just tap out those edges. Tap it out. So now what I do is I go back in with the lighter shade, just like a little tiny dot, and I take my beauty blender and pounce it real good, covering the entire bottom of the beauty blender, and I start to blend in everything.
It feels like I can't hold on.
Alright, and then I take my setting spray. Before the setting spray dries down, I'm going to apply a little bit of that highlighter that we've applied in our inner corner. And just let that kind of soak into the skin. Alright, so now for the lower eyelid, I'm going to take like a little flat fluffy brush, the shade we'd use from this palette. It right in, and I'm going to tap this shade right under my eyelids, or right under my lash line. And I'm not going to swipe because I do not want any fallout on my already set and completed concealer. That's why I'm going to tap. Alright, so I'm going to mascara.
Tonight it feels like I can't hold on.
And then I'm going to go in with my bronzer, which is by Bare Minerals. Much loved also. This is the shade Dark Deep in the Invincible Bronze. Warm up my face. Bring it into the hairline. And today I'm going to be using the MAC brush. Today I'm going to be using the MAC blush in Ambering Rose. And we're just gonna taper that down. And the reason I start in the back is because sometimes if you start here, you can give yourself like this really cheeky look. And since I'm already cheeky, I don't really need an overly cheeky look. And then I'm going to go back in with that Kilowatt highlighter and just amp up the glow. So now onto lips. Urban Decay Nighthawk lip liner. Love this. And then I'm going to be using Tempting Toffee lipstick by CoverGirl. That could be like its own shade. I love this. I wonder if they have this in just a lipstick or a lip gloss or something. But I'm going to go ahead and apply. Go ahead and apply the lipstick. I want just a little more gloss. But yeah, that does it. That is exactly the extra I needed. And that's it. Let's take the hair down. Swoosh out a little bit. And this is my finished look. I hope everybody enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next video.